Are you the kind of person who puts things off to the very last minute? Are you that guy on Christmas Eve who's running around frantically looking to buy that last gift? Well, I thought I'd let you know. Today is the very last day that you can enrol on the course I Hate My Job But Can't Leave Right Now. But don't worry, because you still have some time left. But let me tell you what the course is all about. So we are focused on helping you to change your thinking so you can change your life. And I know you most of you thinking, oh, I've heard this all before. Well, let me explain. So when the course starts, we focus on the warm-up to begin with, but then after that we move very quickly on to the most important part of the course, which is deciding exactly what it is that you want. And I asked a lot of people when I'm in conversations or when I'm having discussions, well, first of all, tell me, what is it that you want? What do you truly want? And people find this quite difficult. People find it like a really hard question to answer because we've been conditioned to think that what we want we can't have. So we kind of cross off a lot of things off the list and then just focus on something that seems easy to achieve. But what we do in the course is we get you to really open up and be honest about what it is that you want from your life and what you love to do. The reason we do this is because in anything, if you want to be successful in any area, you have to be excellent. And nobody is ever going to try and be excellent in something that you're not that interested in. So if you imagine at work or if you're in a job that is alright, why are you going to spend more time putting extra energy and effort and doing things on the weekends to make you better at that job if you don't really care too much about it? However, if it's something that you love and something that you really want to do, you won't mind doing extra research, putting extra effort in and taking the time to become excellent at it because it's something that you love. So we focus on this first of all, and this really sets the tone so that we can then set a path. One of the other things that we focus on is we look at the path, the plan, as we call it. We teach you how to have a clear sense of direction, because it's okay wanting something, but if you don't know how to get it, then what's the point? So let me give you an example. So one day I was in Argos and I was waiting to buy a Hoover anyway, and I was sitting down and next to me there was a young boy and his mum, and we got talking, and I asked the boy, I said, what is it that you'd love to do? He said, I'm 14. I said, cool. I said, what do you want to do? He says, I want to be a pilot. I said, wow, that's really cool. That means that you will be in charge of hundreds of people's lives, flying them across the oceans and stuff. He was like, yeah, that's what I want to do. I said, okay, so what's your plan? He said, well, I'm going to get really good GCSEs. I work really hard and I want to get all A stars or A's. That would be really cool. I said, okay, so what subjects do you have to focus on if you want to be a pilot? He said, well, I imagine it's maths, English and science. And his mum said, yeah, I'm really supportive and I really want him to do well and he wants to do well, so we're going to do everything we can to make sure that he gets the best grades that he can possibly get so that he can be a pilot. And I said to his mum, I said, yeah, but do you know like what he needs to do to be a pilot? What subjects? Is it maybe geography or what? I don't know. And she said, I'm not sure, we're just going to focus on getting the maths, English, science. I said, okay. So would you mind if I found out? Can I take your number and find out for you? She said, no, by all means, go for it. So I said, great. Funny enough, the next day, it was actually my partner's birthday, and I had ordered him some flying lessons. Really coincidental. But so we ended up, and he was having his first ever flying lessons, and I thought, oh, I'm surrounded by pilots. Why don't I ask one of them? So I just went up to the guy and I said, hi, I met a young boy who really wants to be a pilot, wondered if you could give me some advice that I could pass on. I said, what does it take to be a pilot? What does he need? He said, does he speak English? I said, yeah, he speaks English. He said, that's it. I said, what do you mean? He said, as long as he can speak English, that's fine. I said, what about the GCSEs? I'm sure he's going to have to do geography, isn't he? He said, no. He says, how it works, you have to do flying lessons, and you do, I think he said 400 flying lessons to get your private licence, and then after that you do so many other flying lessons, I can't remember exactly how many, and then you get your commercial licence, and then you follow like the aviation code rules, so you follow their own system, their own specific system for their industry, and GCSEs have nothing to do with it. I was like, oh, okay. So I spoke to his mum and told her, and she's now looking at the best way for him to become a pilot. But the point of the story is that so many people assume what they think they need to know to do what they want to do, when really what we teach as part of one of the chapters is to find out what people are doing and how they got there, people who are in the job that you want. So we really focus on finding out what the path is, because what's the point of knowing what you want but not knowing how to get there? So what we do is we help you to figure out, and by people who are already there, what path you need to take. And there's nothing better than knowing exactly where you're going. So you know when you're driving and you get lost, it's really annoying because you're just lost. You don't know where you're going and it's frustrating. But as soon as you know exactly where to go, you suddenly get this sense of confidence and you're happy to just move forward because you know that where you're going, you are going to get to your destination. So we focus on that area as well. And then throughout the course, what the course is about helping you to get there, because along the road there's going to be loads of hurdles, obstacles, diversions. There's going to be so much that's going to happen on your way there, but we give you everything that you need, all the tools, all the resources, everything that you can possibly need to make every single step count. And we already can preempt what's going to happen. So we build your self-esteem, build your confidence, you become more courageous, you are able to really push through and get where you want to get. And that the course is just brilliant. And you're part of a community. So you're going to be with lots of other people that have enrolled who also want to change their lives, and you can all communicate with each other, with like-minded individuals. And it's not just like one of those kind of courses or a book that you just get loads of a list of things to do. I'm going to be with you every single step of the way because I know what it takes to help people get where they need to go. And obviously as time progresses, the world's going to change. So I'm going to add things to the course as we go to make sure that it's relevant in today's world. So if this sounds like anything that could help you, then join today. This is the last day until next year. So come over and I hope to see you when we start.